Hey guys, welcome back. So in this particular chapter, we want to understand how do we make the ads for Google display ads and make them the most important, the most winning ad copies. Now guys, Google display ads, when you see these ads are not considered to be the ones that usually convert because they are of a display nature. They are of sort of an awareness level of ads, right? In this situation, we have to conceptualize the ads in such a way that it becomes really contextual to the audience that we are talking about. So, if you remember all the lessons that we've learned so far in Google Display Ads, you will realize that we created one individual segment only for businesses, right? So, we targeted all those audiences who are interested in business. We targeted people with keywords, which is, of course, around consultation, but business is looking for consultation. Then we focused on topics, placements, etc., everything to do with the business, right? So, what I am doing is I am contextualizing the entire thing, right? The entire journey, which is contextual. So, now at this particular stage, when I am writing an ad, when I'm making a creative, what will happen is all the folks who are business owners will see something like grow your business with my consultation, right? Whereas people interested specifically in a digital marketing consultation, right? I will tell them why am I the best consultant. So if you see the focus, the emphasis basically changes depending upon our persona. Where in the first case, I'm trying to target businesses and telling them why consultation is going to be helpful. Here, I'm trying to say that why my consultation is going to be helpful, right? These guys are at a different level of understanding. These guys are at a different level of awareness. And that is why we have to deal or we have to create content for these guys separately, right? So now to continue with our example, where we are targeting in different ways all the business owners, that's when we will create specific ads, right? So the first thing when you're creating an ad for a business or for Google display, the first thing you require is the final URL. Where do you want to send this person? Now, this final URL, guys, and I think we've discussed this explicitly in the past as well, has to be a place where things talk about business. So, in my case, right, if I have a website for consultation and I am bifurcating my audience in a certain way, which is, let's say, for example, people interested in a business and people explicitly interested in a digital marketing consultation. How my ads are different for both these cases, my landing pages has to be different in both these cases as well. That is something very important for us to understand. So when I'm talking about a business, though 80% of the content can be the same, because at the end of the day, the product that we are trying to sell, which is a consultation service, the product that we are trying to sell is the same in both the cases. However, the way we convince someone depends on who the target audience is. What are we talking about? What is the benefits they will derive? So in general case here, I will have a specific landing page which caters to business folks that grow your business, right? Achieve 4x growth. We have about 10,000 plus businesses associated with us. These are the industries that have seen certain results, etc. Though a lot of these things will remain the same, but here I want to talk about more about me, how I have helped businesses, how I devised a strategy, how I, because here the selection is whether not to go for a consultation or not. They are sure they want to go for a consultation, these folks. The choice is between consultant A and consultant B. That's when I plays a role here. Here I does not play a role. Here they want to know if this consultation is helpful for their business. So in this case, you plays a very important role that you or your business will see that growth, right? You will see a better ROI. You will see 4x increase, etc. Right? So the content on the ads, the content on the landing page A should match each other, and B have to be different from other contents in this particular way. Fair enough. I hope this is clear. Now, in this scenario, I'm not going ahead and creating a separate landing page because that's not the objective. And of course, you know your business better. What I'm going to do is I'm going to pick the same page that we have because I have not created a separate page to specifically talk about this. Anyway, it's a test ad, right? So I'm going to place my URL. This is basically where I want to send my customers. Yeah. The minute I do that, it will ask me for a business name. What is the name of your business? So let's say, for example, I'm just going to name it Mihir Shah. Now, unfortunately, if you see, I purposely extended the character limit to see that there it gives an error if the character limit is gone high. So in this case, if I have to just select, so I just have four more characters. So I'm just going to mention DM, right? At the end, my name and consultation, both the important terms are covered. Now, I do not have enough room to write digital marketing, so I'm just speaking about DM, right? In either cases, we can go slightly narrower as well. So here we are talking about a blanket service, which is digital marketing for a business. On the other side, when we are talking about a very specific consultation, we can talk about individual services rather than just digital marketing. We can talk about an email marketing service. We can talk about an SMS service. We can talk about Facebook ads, Google ads, any of these services. In that case, again, guys, the landing pages for all of these have to be very, very different, right? Though the 80% of the content will remain the same, but the key offering becomes your Google ads, Facebook ads, the ROI we've generated with the respective service, the brands that we are associated with for the respective service, etc. Yep. Now, because this is a display ad, the medium is display in nature. So in this case, it will ask me to attach images, right? They say if we add up to 15 images, it's going to be great, right? And here on the top as well, similarly, if you remember our Google search ad session, we were getting some scores on the top. Similarly, here, when we put some content, we add images, we write the headlines, we will get respective. So images get their own score. Videos will get their own score. Your headlines and your description will get individual scores, which will give me an ad strength which is complete, right? So the first thing we have to start with images. So here, the minute you go to add up to 15 images, and here, either if you click on this question mark, you will see all the recommended sizes, right? So it's saying that image guidelines, view, display, creative, etc. But recommended size is 1200 into 628 and minimum size of 600 by 314, which is exactly half, right? Then you need a square image of 1200 or 300 by 300. Then you need a portrait image of 900, 1600 or exactly 600, right? Note the maximum file size should not exceed 5120 KBs, right? So apart from the dimensions, you have to ensure that the file size does not exceed. We need to have minimum one in each of the sizes, and overall we need to add 15 images. Fair enough. So now, of course, we'll have a designer. We have a lot of AI tools in the market out there that can help us. But one of the tools that we can use to begin with is Canva, right? So if I know my first size that I want to work on, and I'm going to work on one size with you guys, is 1200 by 628. So I'll click on go to canva.com, be on the homepage. If you can see, this is the homepage of the website. If I see this button customize, right, I can put the exact dimensions that we are talking about. So right now it's 1200 by 628. Sorry, 1200 by 628. And now I'll focus on creating the design. So you will see the exact shape, right? So it's a rectangular image. Fair enough. Now we can use some suggestions. My advice is Canva Pro is really cheap. If you take it for a week, it's just about 49 bucks. So it's really very cheap. So you should ideally go for a pro version, right? My pro version recently got expired. I'm going to upgrade it pretty soon. But let's say, for example, we are talking about let's first try, what are we selling? Marketing consultations. Let's try this. Awesome. So can you see we have a lot of these things coming up. The crown here talks about premium, right? And I think we can use this as a single page as well, though it's a video, but you can use it as a single page as well, right? So digital marketing agency, boost your online presence, right? So here, guys, like I said, because there's a business person looking at this, right? So instead of an agency, we were talking about consultation, right? And I might need to play with this because the word is wrong. Boost your online presence. This text is pretty straightforward, right? We want slightly an ROI driven language, right? So in this case, what I'm going to do is instead of just as simple as boost your online presence, I can say about 4x your online ROI or digital ROI, right? So 4x your digital ROI or 4x your ROI or your business ROI, right? Basically, I wanted to mention digital or online is also okay, words like that, right? So this is something really eye-catchy. So when as a businessman, the minute I see this, okay, 4x your digital ROI, okay, what is this happening? How do I do that? This is what I actually need. You can eventually further contextualize this as per industry as well, right? Like we contextualize this basis business and looking for any specific consultation services. Beyond this, once we have some data, we will understand some of the folks engage more with an e-commerce setup. So they might be requiring Google Ads service for e-commerce. They might be requiring Facebook Ads service for B2B, right? So our ads can also be contextual there, right? So I can say 4x your, instead of digital ROI, I can talk about e-commerce ROI. This becomes more specific. This becomes more connected. Once you're done with this, there is this subheadline. Yeah. This subheadline needs to talk about this particular, how we do that. As much as possible, right? This has to relate and extend on this. So we are telling businesses 4x your digital ROI. How do we do it? Right? With AI powered techniques, we deliver best results for performance marketing campaigns. Yep. So what am I saying here is I tried to mention, in fact, I can make this slightly bigger, though it looks a little small, but yeah, this is okay. I can actually bring this slightly lower. I think this is decent enough. Now, what are we doing here, guys? If you can see, with AI-powered techniques, we deliver the best result for performance marketing campaigns. What am I doing is I am justifying 4x. How am I doing that? Is with the help of AI-powered techniques. And I am mentioning that we are incorporating AI, not in general, but for your performance marketing campaigns, right? So this is giving more context to this. By the way, you can use AI tools like Copy AI. You can use AI tools like ChatGPT, which can help you get better content. If you are not great at writing content, just always remember certain basic rules, right? You can use certain things like addressing a pain point, right? Always mention numbers because number easily are attractive. If you want, you can highlight the number as well, right? Now in this case, yellow is sort of fading off. Let me try maybe an orange. Yeah, this looks slightly better, right? So everything which is yellow and blue, I'm striking it off with a little orange. And now if you see real time this image, right? And even if it is looks like a GIF, I can download it as a banner. So that's nothing to worry about. Yeah. So what am I doing? Digital marketing consultation, 4x your digital ROI with AI powered techniques. We deliver the best result for performance marketing campaigns. Get started here, right? Instead of get started, you can use some other terminology as well. That's okay. But again, the core objective is for this to be contextualized, right? And similarly, guys, what are we going to do is we're going to have some more creatives made in different sizes, right? Which talks about this. In fact, we can talk about different pain points as well. So now let me bring you back to my chat GPT, right? Let's start with a new chat and let's say, hey, I am trying market businesses in whatever country you want to target. Let's say, for example, USA, who are looking for a digital marketing consultation. I am creating banners for Google Display ads. Help me with the content for the same. Few things, add numbers like 4x, etc. I am also going to. It doesn't really matter if there is a spelling mistake, but I think let's try and be really good with it. All right. Like for adding like number 4x growth, etc. Um, for headline, for a mixture of headline and subtext, use PAS principle. PAS principle means problem, agitation, and solution, right? So where headline is the problem. No, in fact, let's try this. Headline is the solution. Subtext is, let's say, for example, problem. And let's not agitate our customers. CTA is next step. CTA remains CTA, right? Identify 4 different pain points and make content for all of them. So now I am saying ChatGPT that, hey, all these different businesses will have different pain points, right? So right now I just said 4x ROI, but it's not necessary that ROI will be a concern. Some of these folks might be looking for branding. They might be looking for some other services. So accordingly, what can be used, what is available, etc. This is what we want to look at, right? So I asked him to use a formula which is problem, agitation, and solution, right? And I have given how do you break it down. And I have also asked it to identify 4 different pain points. The solution of all is going to be the digital marketing consultation that we're trying to provide. So now if I see low ROI on ads, this is the theme. Oh, sorry, this is the first one. Struggling with lead generation, this is the first theme that you're not generating leads, right? So your headline is get 4x more qualified leads. Now let's see how this looks over here. Yeah, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to make a quick duplicate of this and let all of this be black. Only let's keep get 4x. So get 4x more qualified lead. It's slightly bigger in text, but that's absolutely okay. And then try to wasting ad spends without seeing any conversion, right? So again, it's a pain point which is very relevant that people are spending money and not seeing conversions because the text is less. I can maybe increase the size. Yeah. So try to wasting ad spends without seeing any conversions. And the final CTA is book your free consultation. So again, it's so interesting that you get to book a free consultation. It's not like I'm asking you to directly start working with me. In fact, I'm asking you to just speak with me and see if we can help you. So it's a free consultation that you can use, right? So now in this case, with the same size, my first theme talks about 4x your ROI. This talks about more qualified leads. Similarly, there are others that talk about ROI with smarter campaigns, stop burning dollars, then rank higher, grow faster. So we're talking about ranking here. From chaos to 4x growth. Random marketing efforts aren't taking you anywhere. So there are some people who feel weak and chaotic and don't understand what we are doing with the help of marketing. In There are some brands which feel weak and chaotic and they don't understand what we are doing with our marketing. In that scenario, we can absolutely use this, right? And we can tweak the copies accordingly. We can, in fact, identify more pain points or give pain points. But the idea is, guys, look at the quality here, right? We are very specifically focused on the kind of leads that we are talking about. You will get more, get a consultation. The CTA is really good. All I need to do is have certain copies like this, right? Again, come here, look at the other size that we wanted to opt for, which is here. The other size is 1200 by 1200. So again, go by 1200, which is a square. Create a design. The third one was talking about 900 by 1600. Which is like a vertical design. And we'll try to make similar designs for all of the themes. So there'll be like one theme which has three sizes, then another theme which has three sizes. You can play around with the text, you can play around with the color. So let me just put at marketing consultation again. Hopefully in this size as well, I'll get the same design. It's sometimes really difficult, but worth a try. Yeah, unfortunately, not as much. I'm not getting that, but that's absolutely okay. I mean, there are multiple things that we can try out from here. Let's say this one. Okay. And I'm just gonna attempt if I can bring a lot of these elements, copy and paste it here. I don't know if it will work like that. No. Oh, it does. Yeah. So in this case, you might have to build it yourself because if you want that similarity coming in, yeah, so I took this main image, then I'll copy this element, which is on the very top. In fact, let me just change the background color is white. Yeah. Right. So you have this here right now. And I'm gonna use this here. And I will increase the sizes wherever required. Then this or here. Yeah. And this right below it. And finally my CTA at the bottom here. Okay, I think the text is white again. That's why it didn't come up properly. But if I just place the text here, no, it will eventually work out for me if I place the text here. Okay, there we go. Of course, not exactly the way this looks because it's pretty professional here. But if you see this, if I work on it, if I give it more time, if I make it still a little better, add the background elements, etc., we can sort of play with this, right? So this is how you create multiple designs, guys. You actually don't even require a designer, actually. You can do it all by yourself as well, right? All you need to do is create this multiple sizes. All right. Okay. So what I'm gonna do right now is just quickly pick a square one as well, right? I'm assuming you understood how the entire designing bit works, right? So I am not changing anything right now. I'm just gonna quickly download all of these designs. Okay, so I'll download this one. In the rectangular one, this is my second page, so I'll just save this to my desktop. Yeah, and download this one. Not both the pages, just one for now. And download this as well. And then I also want, we did rectangular, right? Let's download this. Of course, this is a different design, but guys, I'm not focusing too much right now on design. I'm just thinking about downloading this, right? So we have all these three designs back to back downloaded here. Okay. Um, it didn't download one of these, I think. Okay, yeah, it's there. Perfect. Now I come back to my ads, click on images here, upload an image, upload from computer, and I want the ones which we just generated. So as of now, it's just showing one. Others haven't been downloaded yet. Okay, this got downloaded as an MP4. That's why it won't go here. These two are the same. So let me pick the rectangular one, download. Okay. Here I had to change it to PNG. Yeah, I think similarly here it's coming as again an MP4. So just PNG, save. Again PNG. I don't want both the pages, so just the second page. Yeah, now I have enough designs, right? Save. Come back to add. See, the first design is here already. Similarly, I'm gonna go and upload this one. And I'll try to get the rectangular one as well, which does not seem to be here as of now. Okay, looks like the rectangular one didn't get downloaded for some reason. These are both the square ones. So let's come back here, share, download, PNG, download. Perfect, I think. Oh yeah, save this please. And now let's come back here, file upload. I think it's getting downloaded as a zip. That's why there is a problem. Yeah, so the problem is actually it's downloading two files. So yeah, because there are two files here, right? So let me remove this so this makes our life easy. Share again, download again into a PNG, download. Now it's going to be easy and we'll get it directly. Yeah, now it's easily done. Now I come back here, click on add more, upload file, and here it is. So now you can see there's one rectangular, one is a square, and one is a standing rectangular, right? So I have all these three images. So at least we are good to start with. Yeah. Of course, guys, as a best practice, you need 15 images. That means multiple themes. Yeah. But here you can see how beautiful it looks. Can you see? So if it's Google Display means you're reading a blog, article, etc. So imagine this now. Somebody's put up a keyword regarding a business. Somebody's viewing a topic regarding a certain business. And while scrolling, they see this. And it suddenly says, get 4x more leads. Wow. Right? That's how they will be attracted. On Gmail, this is going to look as okay, the preview of this ad will come after the description. Okay. Never mind. I'll add that quickly. And then again here on YouTube, when you're viewing a video at the bottom, you'll see an ad like this, right? So on Google Display, on Gmail, on YouTube, everywhere you can showcase an ad like this. That's how amazing this looks, right? So quickly, we of course need to add a logo. Now I don't have a logo. What I can do is just pick this up from website and there is nothing found. So what I'm going to do is just go to an this is a problem. I don't really have a logo. It's not picking from my website because my website doesn't have like a logo. So what I'm gonna quickly do is come back to my Canva. Yeah, and I'm gonna say here I want to design a logo, right? And I'll do a quick logo design here. So file, home. So this will never proceed without a logo, guys, right? So your logo for your business is extremely important, right? So I'm just gonna write here logo, so it will help me, right? Now, let's say for example, this is a premium and I actually like this one, but it's again premium. Anything else that we can use? Okay, this looks slightly digital. Let's try this. Yeah. So I'm not gonna invest a lot of time in this. I'm just gonna right? I'm going to keep it really simple. Mihir Shah, digital marketing consultant, right? I'm going to download this as well as a PNG file very quick. Yep. The minute it is done and saved, I come back and upload from computer. And then we want the latest one as a logo. Logo also it wants in couple of different dimensions, but it's okay. My recommendation, guys, if he says add up to 5 logos, and if it is specifying the size, please go with the size itself. Very important to follow these instructions, right? Again, we are focusing on Google Display Ads, so it's not really necessary that we go for a video right now. So even if we do not get a check mark here for video, it's absolutely okay, right? Because all the other parameters should. Now this will come when I complete all of this. So if I add 15 images and I add 5 logos, in that case, I'll get a check mark. I don't have so many assets right now, so I might not get it right now, but it's absolutely okay. Then if you see, it is asking me write up to 5 headlines, right? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to come back to my chat GPT. Yeah. And on chat GPT, now I'm going to upload all of these images. The ones that I very recently downloaded, right? So we need all of this. We can skip the logo. That's okay. Right. And I'm going to say, hey, I am using these banners in my Google Display Ads. Help me with the headlines for the same. In fact, let's use headlines and descriptions for the same. Okay. And from here, I'm going to say headlines by required character limit 30. Right. So let's start with this. So you have headlines with a character limit of 30. So I'll try and put as much as possible so that we get more and more checkboxes, right? So what it's going to do is it's actually going to analyze this image and give us headlines basis that, right? So headline is get 4x more leads. In fact, it is giving you a description as well. So we'll add a description also simultaneously. Stop wasting, boost 30x or 3x, sorry, optimize strategies. So in the description, let me add all. Yeah. Next one is grow your brand fast, right? Against that, we have a description saying increase the visibility and scale your business. Fix your marketing. Against that, we are using say goodbye to random efforts and focus on a growth roadmap. Interesting. And finally, we have free audit, which is more like a CTA and headline, and discover the hidden gaps, unlock 4x, etc. Right? And we also require a long headline. So also require a long headline, 90 characters. Yeah. So it will quickly give me a long headline for 90 characters as well. All right, just let's wait for a bit. It's giving me 5. You can just pick one. You only can put one. So here the headline, like the banner image focuses on lead gen. And now you can see my headline and description is complete. Yeah. And can you see get 4x lead qualified, boost ROI 3x faster? Now, here, guys, there is a problem, right? When I'm saying get 4x more qualified leads, boost ROI 3x faster, it looks problematic because one I'm saying 4x, one I'm saying 3x, right? So here, even when I'm saying boost ROI, now it has to be 4x because the numbers should not look different. Though one is leads and one is ROI, but still. And you can see my logo is here, increase visibility is here, and this banner is here. Now see how amazing this image looks. I'm going to zoom in a little bit so that we can see this in clarity. Okay. Yep. Can you see how amazing within an ad this will look? Right. So this is when somebody is reading something. You have some more variations of this as well. Right. So, something drops down like this and grow your brand fast. Yeah. And there's another version of it. right? Let's see if we get the rectangular ones. See, this is one which practically covers your entire page. If you go on Gmail now, you will see under the promotion tabs when somebody is reading Mir Shah, the name basically grow your brand fast, etc. Right? When this is closed, when somebody opens it, like when they are reading a certain email, etc., this is how it looks. And on YouTube, this is how it looks. Right? And these are the other versions. Right? Amazing it looks. All we need to do now is just quickly click on more options to add a call to action. Right now it's saying automated, but we are saying because it's a free consultation, I'm going to say book now. And I'm going to click on the last step, that is create an ad. And like that, you can create multiple ad copies as well. So we remember we created different personas, different pain points. So once this is done, I'm going to create a new ad which will have the same banner styles, but it will have a different pain point to talk about. So whatever relates or whatever works with Google most will work better, right? And then I have to click next. Like our search campaign, it is going to review the entire campaign. Right now, it's confirming that if I am the one launching the campaign. So let's do a quick confirmation here. It is asking me for a number and to get a code. Yep. Just quickly enter the code here. 528325. 528325. And next. Right, and like that, guys, we have completed and we've created an amazing Google display ad campaign. Right, guys, this is one of the most effective way of doing a campaign. We maybe missed a couple of points. So here it is asking if it is. So it's not a political campaign. Right, so it's a European Union right now. There is a lot of unrest, and that's why your campaign can't run on maximize clicks and no. Okay, I think because there is a different objective which has been selected. Let me try and publish once, because maximize click should not really be a problem. Exactly. Even though it's giving an error, guys, it allowed me to publish the campaign because we can go ahead with a maximize clicks. It is asking me not to go ahead with it. Yeah, but there's no problem going ahead with maximize clicks. And like that, guys, we've created our very first Google display campaign, right? So in this case, guys, we have identified the targeting that Google is providing us. After this, I'm going to also walk you through one more thing in the next chapter is how we create an audience, right? So guys, Google Display predominantly is used in two different ways. One way is for targeting. One way is for retargeting. Targeting is top of the funnel where we are trying to build awareness in our market. Retargeting is middle of the funnel where we are trying to basically push the customer to bottom of the funnel, right? So here we can do exactly the way we did right now, but we also want to learn how we can do it with the help of remarketing. For that, the first step is to create and build some audiences. So that's what I'm going to teach you first, how to build audiences and then how to run those audiences as an ads. So that is going to be a part of your next chapter. So see you in the next class, guys. Bye-bye.